Hey, welcome back. I am Joel, and today we're going to talk about my stock photography video sales and photo sales for the month of May 2023. Now, whether you're a seasoned photographer or you're just new to stock photography, stick around because in this video I'm going to show you what images are actually selling for me, as well as videos, and discuss the earnings. If you're new here, you're going to find videos like this, as well as other photography and filmmaking videos on this channel. And if you're digging the content, I'd appreciate it if you just give me a like or even subscribe. But before I get started, I have to thank all of you who have subscribed and are getting value out of these videos that I've been producing. We actually finally hit 1,000 subscribers. And it's all because of you. So give yourself a big old round of applause. I really appreciate that. Although we still don't have this channel monetized yet, because I'm still short a few hundred watch hours, unfortunately. So if you want to help us get those watch hours and get this thing fully monetized, I've got some ideas. Starting with sharing my videos with any other people that you think that might get enjoyment out of it or learn something from it. Or two, you could actually just play my stock earning videos in the background as you go to bed and let the gentle sounds of my stock earnings lull you to sleep. Or you could just plop your kids in front of the television and force them to watch all of my stock earnings videos, which actually on second thought sounds like it could be maybe a form of punishment. So I'll leave that up to you. So as you know, I like to usually start with a quick recap of the month. Now in May, I was still in Saranda, Albania. But while I was there, I did manage to get out of the house and stroll down the streets and grab a few pictures for stock photography, as well as shoot some little stock photography video clips. One of the places we actually went to was these old Roman remains, actually, of the city of Putent. I'm probably not saying that right. I also managed to upload and edit some new stock content, and I know I haven't done that in a very long time. And maybe I'll do a video about that, the fact that I just haven't uploaded anything in such a long time, because basically the last 7 or 8 months have been almost completely passive for me as far as like photography income. But nonetheless, Matt Fowler had reached out and challenged me in a stock photography challenge. You might remember some of the little video clips that we did. I think they were like YouTube shorts. But you can see a few of the images and videos from that in my stock photo challenge playlist. By the way, Matt has actually set up another stock photo challenge that you can contribute to as well. All you have to do is upload 30 pieces of content throughout the month of July and create a video on YouTube and leave a link on Matt's YouTube video that explains the contest. I'll leave a link in the description to Matt's video. But there are some really cool prizes that you can get as well, which will definitely help your stock photography game. And I'm actually doing this right now, and you can join us in this as well. I know at the time of this video, we still have, I think, 2 weeks left in July, but that's still plenty of time because it's only like 30, again, just 30 images or videos. It's not a lot of content you have to get uploaded. So definitely encourage you to check out Matt's video and then start uploading. So now let's go ahead and get into my May stock photo and video earnings. I always like to start with what I call my dishonorable mentions, and these are of course just simply the agencies and platforms that I've got content uploaded onto that just didn't sell very low sales in essence. So for me, that was Canva, Dreamstime, 123RF, and Wirestock in the month of May. So here's just a few of the images that sold. First, you've got this female hiker walking through the jungle. This is a model released image, and that's my wife. And we shot this in Puerto Rico. It sold on 123RF. Now you might recognize this one. You might recognize this image of the Toyota Land Cruiser with the rooftop tint set against the Sierra Nevada mountains in the background. That also sold on 123RF. And then you have an image of Seven Seas Beach in Puerto Rico. This one actually earned me $2.55 on 123RF, which is the best sale I've had on that agency so far. Next is a shot of a map in the El Yunque rainforest that sold on Dreamstime for $2. And again, if you remember last month's episode, I had a bunch of pictures of signs that sold. And then there's this panoramic shot looking over Luquillo, Puerto Rico on an overcast day. That's sold on Wirestock via istock Getty. Next, you get the self-portrait that I did performing a COVID swab. That's sold on Wirestock via Miro Canvas. And one interesting thing about this image was actually it was a still from 4K video that I filmed. And then there's this wide shot of a woman in bikini on a beach. This is another model released image, as that's my wife in the picture. This one's sold on Wirestock via Envato. In total, I earned $8.83 from all of those agencies combined. Now, of course, not every image you have or every agency that you've got images on will sell each month. And for me, in the month of May, that was IM, Pond5, Alame, Deposit Photos, and Fine Art America, as well as Video Hive, where I had no sales at all. So next, let's talk about istock Getty. On istock Getty, I had 5 image sales in May for total earnings of $5.64. Now, you might know already I have a pretty small portfolio on istock Getty, and that's only 106 images with no videos at all. But since I have such a small portfolio, you'll probably recognize a few of these images again, but nonetheless, we'll go ahead and go through them. First off, there's this colorful shot from inside an Oktoberfest tent. This was taken a number of years ago, actually. That one's sold, as well as this view from Luquillo Beach in Puerto Rico. Yet another one. And then these palm trees silhouetted against a colorful sunset, sold yet again, and it actually sold 2 times. So now let's talk about Shutterstock, which I know a lot of you probably are on Shutterstock. It's one of the biggest agencies. And I actually had a decent number of downloads for me at least. I had 25 downloads in May, bringing in $8.10 in earnings. Now my portfolio there is 702 images and 77 videos. Now a big chunk of that earnings was $5.30, and that came from the contributor fund. So if you guys are probably familiar with the contributor fund by now, basically it's Shutterstock paying me a portion or a fee to use my images to train AI. So I won't get into how I feel about that. Basically, again, not much we can do about it at this point, but all the rest of my sales were actually between the 10-cent and 20-cent variety, which is pretty typical with Shutterstock, with the exception of this first shot here, of these horses kicking up dust in this corral. But all of the rest of them, including this vertical shot of these heron in the mangroves, or this one of the St. Pete Pier, which actually sold 4 times. There's this lighthouse in Fajardo, Puerto Rico, surrounded by turquoise water and all these palm trees. Then there's this dramatic image of a storm brewing overhead at the Denver airport. As you can imagine, it is an editorial image. This next image was shot on a road trip in Northern California of these kind of cool cloud formations above a lake. This next shot of these vertical palm trees against this pink building in the background is actually of the Don Cesar in Florida. And then here's another from that same series of images of those palm tree path. And then finally a wide shot of the Don Cesar. And this was taken from the beach, and it actually sold 4 times. So as you notice, that those last few images were all of the same subject. So of course, when you're photographing a location, if you're not doing this already, definitely make sure you get a bunch of coverage. Try to find different angles, both horizontal and vertical, and just shoot all of it out, because you never know if someone's going to be wanting just one image or if they're needing multiple images with different viewpoints. Also note that these were all editorial images, as I did not have a location release from the hotel itself, which is perfectly fine because you can sell a lot of stuff even if it's editorial. So now before I get into my best agency for the month, I wanted to ask you to do me a quick. And before I get into my best agency for the month, if you do me a favor and give the video a like for the algorithm so that people know that it's here. Also, if any of my videos have helped you in any way, you can always show your appreciation by just using any of my links or even buying me a beer. I appreciate that. All those links are going to be in the description. Thanks. Now, my best agency in May was actually Adobe Stock. Adobe Stock brought me in $8.75 on 9 image sales and 1 video sale. So I have 629 images and 68 videos in my portfolio on Adobe Stock. We'll go ahead and start with that video sale. You'll probably recognize this one because it's the same one that sold last month. This shot here overlooking Emerald Bay and Lake Tahoe. and it earned me $2.80 in May, which is a bit disappointing, seeing as I've had much better video sales typically with Adobe stock. So anyways, I'll take what I can get in this case. Here are a few of the images that did sell though, starting with this one here of this water flowing over this stone dam in the El Yunque rainforest in Puerto Rico. Next, we've got this medium shot of a blonde woman hiking in the jungle. This one again is also model released because that's my wife. There's a shot of the Sierra Nevada mountains as the sun begins to set over Convict Lake, another one of my travel images, and then yet another model released image of a female traveler surrounded by fall leaves both on the trees and on the ground. So in total, in May, I earned $31.32, and that was from 46 different image sales as well as that one video sale. So here's the totals by agency. And one more thing before we click off this video, if you would, do me a favor and leave in the comments your May earnings as well as where you're watching this video from. Now you can also check out my other channel, The Wandering Hearts, if you're interested in watching some of my other travel videos. And of course, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that these videos inspire you with your own stock and video journey and give you some kind of idea and hopefully learn something about it too, not just as what kind of stuff sells, but also how you can implement that in your own stock photography as well. Cheers. And if you're new here, if you're new here, If you're new here, If you're new here, oh my God, why is it so hard for me to say this stuff? Okay. If you're new here, you'll find, why can't I?
Oh my God.
Shh. You judging me? You don't like my humor? Michelle does not like my humor.
Why are you such a dork?
You married me.
So
All right. Okay.
dork.
Okay, I need it to film. Shh. Peanut gallery. So as you know, I like to always do a quick recap for the month of May. And in May, I was actually still in Saranda, Albania. But I did manage to get out of my apartment and get some shots and video done. Start again. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about istock Getty. Now on istock Getty, I had another shot of, okay, as you can guess, okay, and then there's this real dramatic, and then there's this dramatic shot at the, and then finally, okay, oh, not finally, okay. And there's these cool cloud, there's a cool shot, okay, there's a cool cloud, okay, there's these, okay, so now for my best agency of May, which actually was Adobe stock, and that is a pretty good one because that's, okay. And of course, a female traveler. And of course, there's this woman in the, and then yet another model released image of a female traveler amongst the fall leaves. And then another model released image of a female traveler in these beautiful fall. And one more thing before you click off this video, leave a comment. Okay. All right, and one more thing before you click off this, video, do me a favor and leave in the